In the hush of dawn where silence leans, a love begins not with a cry, but with a whisper so soft the winds pause to listen. It stirs in the warmth of a glance held a second too long, in the way two shadows bend toward each other even before footsteps follow. This love does not shout from rooftops nor write itself in fire across the sky, but rather lives in the gentle gesture, the steady heartbeat, the breath before words. It waits in quiet corners of ordinary days, where fingers brush over coffee mugs and eyes meet over open books. It is not urgent, not desperate, but assured, as if it has always been here, waiting to be noticed. A love that breathes, not like a storm but like a forest, rooted, vast, alive in every hidden place. Its strength lies not in how loudly it speaks, but in how deeply it listens, in the pauses between moments where truth lives. It does not need grand gestures to prove itself, for simply existing, simply being near, is proof enough. It grows with each shared silence, each unspoken word that floats like mist between two souls who no longer need to fill the air with noise. There is magic in stillness, in knowing that presence is enough, that breathing the same moment can say more than 1,000 conversations. This love is the warmth of a hand held in a storm, the unbroken gaze across a crowded room, the nod that says I see you when the world turns away. It is built from late-night talks and early morning glances, from picking up the pieces of each other without being asked. It doesn't demand perfection, only honesty. It thrives not on being needed but on being chosen, again and again. This love forgives in whispers and celebrates in silence. It does not shrink in darkness but becomes the light within it. It teaches you to be soft in a world that hardens you, to trust the rhythm of another heart. It is not a flame that burns fast, but a steady glow that never dies, even when unseen. There are days when it feels like breathing the same rhythm, when footsteps fall in sync without meaning to, when laughter bubbles up for no reason other than being together. On those days the world feels smaller, quieter, more manageable. There is no need to run or perform or prove, because love like this strips away the performance. It is the freedom to be your rawest self, tired, flawed, wild, and still adored. The kind of love that holds you when you're shaking, not just when you're shining. It's found in the way two people fold into each other's lives without overtaking, like rivers that run side by side, shaping the land as they go. You begin to notice the small things, how they stir sugar into tea, the way their smile rises slow from the corners, how their voice softens when they speak your name, and suddenly those moments feel like prayers. It is a kind of intimacy that doesn't shout but sighs, deep, content, and alive. This love breathes, and in its breath you find your own. It remembers you even when you forget yourself, when the mirror lies or the world spins too fast. This love gathers all the broken pieces and holds them without flinching. It doesn't ask you to be whole, only to be real. And in that space where masks fall and walls lower, you begin to find healing. It does not rescue, it walks beside, not a savior but a steady companion. When fear creeps in and doubt whispers lies, this love answers with presence, not always words but touch. A shared glance, the brush of fingers that says you're not alone. It doesn't need to fix everything, it just chooses not to leave. This love breathes in the late hours when no one else is watching, when tears fall freely and laughter comes from deep places. It sees all of you, the light and the shadow, and stays, not because it has to, but because it wants to. And somehow that truth rewrites everything you thought love had to be. There is an unspoken promise in every glance, a vow written not on paper but in gestures, in daily devotion, to show up, to be present, even when tired, even when scared. A love that breathes is one that chooses you in every version, messy, growing, uncertain. It doesn't need you to be perfect, just honest. It dances in the spaces between comfort and challenge, where growth lives. It's not afraid of the hard parts, the quiet fights, the unglamorous routines. Instead, it embraces them as proof that love isn't just a feeling, but an action. It folds laundry and returns missed calls. It remembers your favorite things even when you've forgotten them yourself. It holds space for you to fall apart and rebuild. And in all of this it remains, steady, quiet, breathing. It becomes the air you didn't know you needed, the home you carry in your chest. When the world is loud and unkind, it is the softness you return to, not a fairy tale but something better, real, grounding, and impossibly alive. It doesn't arrive all at once, it builds slowly like the tide learning the rhythm of the moon. It starts in fragments, in questions, in clumsy beginnings, but with time it finds its shape, fluid, unwavering, true. It teaches patience, how to wait without rushing, how to listen without fixing. It pulls you into the present, into the now, where the breath lives and the heartbeat echoes. This love doesn't ask you to chase it, it simply opens its hands and invites you to stay. And somehow that stillness is more powerful than pursuit. It teaches you to hold without gripping, to love without losing yourself. It's a flame that never burns, only warms, that asks for nothing but the chance to exist. You begin to feel it even when apart, in the songs you once shared, in the quiet space where your voice used to be, in the memory of eyes that saw through you. A love that breathes, lingers not as a ghost, but as a presence, echoing through every room you ever touched together. And even in conflict it remains, not untouched but unbroken. It listens in the middle of chaos, responds not with silence but with softness. It seeks not to win but to understand. This kind of love holds space for anger without shrinking, lets pain rise without fear of ending. It allows disagreement, knowing that truth and love are not opposites. It knows when to pause, when to apologize, when to forgive, and in every argument there is a heartbeat that reminds, this is worth fighting for, not with fists, but with grace. This love doesn't crumble under weight. It strengthens, through misunderstandings and late-night tears. It chooses to rebuild, again and again, because the foundation is deeper than the moment. It's in the way you always return. A love that breathes understands that people are not perfect, but choices are, and every day it chooses connection. Even in silence it says, I'm here. Even in frustration, it whispers, you matter. And when the dust settles it holds you still, steady, whole, as if the storm never touched you.